Okay. Something was getting away from me. Hello, everyone. It's Cassandra Williamson. I am coming to you from Hardy, Kentucky, located in Pike County, which is right along or right near the Tug River across from West Virginia. And yesterday I was just a few miles from Virginia. So today, though, I want to do one thing. I want to honor and recognize the transgender and non-binary or non-gender non-conforming people who are being kicked out of the military for no good reason. So that's a large part of what this show will be about today, and I'm going to try to be judicious about it and try to keep on point because my storyboard looks like this. So just follow along, okay? So the first thing I want to talk about is something that Colonel Bree Fram from the Space Force, actually started posting on her Facebook page not too long ago. She does these stories about transgender people who were serving, and what their lives have been like, the work they've done, the commendations they've received, and all of that kind of thing. And so here we are today talking about what's happened during Pride Month, though, from June the 1st to June the 30th, which was yesterday. June the 30th ended Pride Month yesterday. But on the last day of Pride Month, for no other reason than being cruel, Hegseth and Trump decided that it was time to switch the the sex markers inside the personnel database for the military. And the person that Bree mentioned is this person. This is Logan Ireland. Logan is a trans man. He's married to a trans woman who is also a veteran and of the Army, I believe. Layla Ireland. Logan was one of the early trendsetters, actually, the early activists and leaders who actually helped get trans people recognized in the military to where they could serve openly and all that kind of stuff. He fought for it before it was even a thing, okay? But he was there. Logan was there. Logan is a master sergeant in the United States Air Force. But yesterday, Hegseth and his team of sycophants, and I'm calling them sycophants and not sycophants, went in and changed his sex marker to female because he was born female, and he'll tell you that. Logan will tell you all that. He knows all about this. But I would just want to say that Logan has worked his tail off to become a master sergeant in the Air Force, and as a special forces, or whatever you call it, not special forces, but police force. And towards the latter end of his career, he was in the special investigations unit. You can read up on this man, over on the website, and it'll take you to some links from Bree Fram's Facebook page. Okay, it's embedded there. So you can actually go to the website and learn more about some of these people. And what I want to do is post more of these people, of these veterans now, and some of them are still on active duty, but post them over there on a breaking news page so that we can honor and reflect upon the fact that we have an administration who has no good reason to release these people from the military and then be very cruel about it in the process. Logan, I wouldn't want to run up against Logan anywhere in the world in a combative situation because he could whip your butt pretty darn fast, okay? I got another image of Logan I'll show you too. This was him out in the field, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go in and find one more because I want to share this one too of Logan. And where is it? Right there. There he comes. He's been in multiple combat zones. And I'll tell you right now, I don't want to run into him, would you? Jeez, come on, folks. But to get rid of these people who are high achievers, who work their tail off, who have commendations out the yin yang, He's got a master's degree. I'm telling you, I just don't understand where this kind of vile cruelty comes from. But on the last day, they took that man and changed his sex marker to female inside the personnel records in the military. Does that person look like a man, a woman to you? Does that person look like a woman to you? Does this person look like a woman to you? No. If you say yes, you have got your head stuck in the sand or up somebody else's butt or something's going on with you. You got it wrong. Oh my gosh. Woo, goodness, goodness, goodness. And there are thousands of these people who are being kicked out for no good reason. But the horrible part of it is that they're attacking these people and making a public spectacle out of their cruelty towards them. Phew. Yeah, it gets me riled up. I get really upset about it because there is no reason for this. Okay? None at all. At all. And I think it was just Friday or something, whenever they announced that they were changing the name of the USNS Harvey Milk. Come on, that's the only reason to change it in Pride Month is you want to be cruel. The only reason that you're forcing people to retire in civilian clothes who happen to be trans, because you're telling them that they have to retire in a uniform that matches their sex assigned at birth. And none of them are those things. They don't even have those uniforms anymore. Never did. Well, they did. Some of them did. But they don't have those uniforms anymore. They wouldn't fit. Come on. Let me see. I've got one more person I want to show you here. I should have clicked on all of them, put them all up here at once, right? Anyway, I just get flustered by these people. So let me see. I'm going to click on that one and that one and this one and that one. Okay. I'm going to open them all up for you. We'll put all these different things up here on the screen. But go over to this website. Okay, go to this website right there, scrolling across the bottom of your screen, www.cassandra-llc.com. Go to the breaking news tab in the menu button, and you'll see some of these stories. I don't have them all there yet, but they're there. That is Mr. Talbot. I've been trying for years and years and years to get into the military as himself, now being kicked out. Let me go on down. There he is again over on the left, and the person right here on the right side, an FA-18 pilot, combat pilot. It just blows you out of the water. This is her here as well. Great people, folks. Great people, great leaders, highly skilled, knowledgeable, and you're kicking them out. And then you're making a big deal out of all of your cruelty towards trans people during Pride Month as a continued slap in the face. If only Andrew Jackson were around to actually do what I'd love to see him do. Even though I don't like Andrew Jackson. I didn't like him as a president. I wasn't alive then, obviously. I'm not that old. But yeah, Andrew Jackson would take you around back to the shed if you and he had a disagreement. President Andrew Jackson. Well, there's some of these people right now who need to be taken around the back of the shed. And don't do any violence to anybody. I'm not telling you to go out there and do something stupid or get yourself thrown into jail. But I'm just saying, that the stuff that I'm seeing coming out of this administration, it's infantile. The attacks on trans people is not going to stop with just the kids. It's going to go on to the adults. We saw it in the big, ugly bill that came out of the Senate today. Yeah, they took out the part there where they were taking away the medical care for trans people who were on Medicaid. They took that part out of the Senate's bill, but there's still other clauses in there that have to do with private insurance. Yeah, there's still stuff in there that will actually impact trans people anyway. And then you got to get it over to the House of Representatives and have them go over it. And there are a bunch of trans hateful people over there that I mean, you just can't imagine the craziness coming out of these people and where it's coming from. Jeez. I don't think a single one of them have read their particular religion's books. None of them. They couldn't. Either that or they just glossed over the stuff where it said, oh, love your neighbor as yourself. Well, obviously, it begs the question of, if you can't love your neighbor, there's something that you need to look inside. Maybe that's where the problem's at. That's the problem that you have to deal with, because if you hate on your neighbor because you disagree with who they are, well, I got other news for you. You are not living by what that little old golden rule thing says. By the way, the golden rule is actually in a lot of religious texts. Well, that was a bit of trivia. I went off my storyboard. But I do want to do one final thing before I close out this program for the day, okay? I'm going to share screen first. Let me share screen. I'm going to find the window that I want to share. Share this. And right now, what you're looking at is my screen from my website. This is the breaking news menu option. You click the menu option and go to breaking news. It's underlined right there. You can see different things and that, okay? Go there, go to the website, click on this, and you can scroll down the page. And I've got it really blown up really large. I think it might be too large. Let me cut it down a little. There, okay. So what you're looking at now is this page, and you can see that one of the things I want to do is give a big, big hug and a shout out to Colonel Bree Fram, because she has been an absolute stellar leader in making sure that our veterans are recognized, acknowledged, that they are thriving as much as they possibly can, that they know how to be resilient and strong. And I do that on this first little page right here. This first page over on my website, Cassandra-LLC.com. Go there, click on the menu button, go to the breaking news section, and I've got a section on Colonel Bree Fram. You can go to her website from mine, just go right straight to it, or you can scroll down through it on this page. And then you go on down and you can see other stories, the ones I just told you about with Logan, Ireland. And that's on the final day. This is what Bree wrote. This is from Bree's Facebook page, okay? Bree Fram 9 hours ago. Well, roughly like that. And this other one down here is from other trans people who are being kicked out. And this is what we're having to deal with right here. Again and again and again, Bree wrote on Monday. Amazingly talented service members packing up the lives they've given to this nation after being shown the door. The only word I keep going back to is heartbreaking. And I agree with Bree on this. This is heartbreaking and horrible. And Bree, just thank you so much for making sure that we all see what's actually going on. And then we go on down. This is the one I talked about the other day. This would be Captain Trey Worth from the Coast Guard, forced to wear civilian clothes on his retirement ceremony. And that's just, well, heart-wrenching. You can go on down the page. And then let me see. This was from the 27th of June. I'm going to add more stuff to this, okay? But Hegseth announces new name for ship that had honored gay rights icon Harvey Milk, okay? And this story, actually, you can read it when you click the little read more here thing. This story is from military.com, dated the 27th of June. Just about every day, Hegseth and the Trump administration attacked trans people somewhere that day. Fox News does it all the time. Every day, they've got to bring up trans people. And I know that Jesse Waters, he's not on the show this afternoon, I don't think, but Greg Gutfeld has got to mention it every day, every time you take a breath. You know what I really worry about is they've got us in their minds so much that I get concerned. I mean, we have taken up so much real estate in the minds of these people that the only people who are spending any time thinking about who we are is them. Not us. We just want to be left alone and live and let live in peace. And that's the way the people treat me right here in Eastern Kentucky. And that's how I started out the story. And with that, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Maybe a little early or maybe a little late. Probably a little early tomorrow because I have to take a family member to the doctor for a regular appointment. Have a great